You can't win, child. So, young man called me. He says, hey, I watch your videos for some time and basically I think I can do better. And I said, well, we all can do better, young man. So, here's the thing. When you are building your program out, a couple things. The Bible says, basically by association, you're branded. You are the company that you keep. And in being that of the company you keep, you turn around and you could run into some things, some problems. So you got to be careful about how you start, because how you start is how you finish. TV here with Fit Bully TV. Guys, like, subscribe, and share. So we are familiar with ABKC registration paperwork and how it goes. If you're not familiar, definitely we'll do a video extensively telling you a little bit about paperwork and what it all means. So the other part of it is knowing how to protect your brand. And in protecting your brand, you're building a business, right? And in that business, you got to think. It's Hunter pulling up. Here's FBK. That's my brand. Do I want people over the next 5 years saying that they got a dog from me? No. Do I mind that they got a dog from me? Absolutely not, because if they did, they paid for it. The challenge is there are people who protect the paperwork. So they'll file all the paperwork, send you the paperwork, make sure they write their names and stuff because they want the dogs to be their dogs. I don't care for the first 5 years because we got to get it right. But when doing business, you got to do business based on how you want to be represented in the future, not today. And in this bully space, everybody's running up how much you can make off the dogs versus how much better the dogs make you. So we pace ourselves. People said, hey, how did you grow so fast on your accounts? I didn't. 2019, I posted the first photo of Champ and Czar. That was it. And then I poured into this female. Watched her grow. And I didn't watch her grow, I helped grow her. And I didn't understand parenting. Like people say, oh, you're a pet parent. And then you start really, like things that I've naturally done. Tron, move. Why are you over here? It's a whole garage. You over here bothering me. I didn't understand or think much about parenting. Hey, quit eating that stuff. See what I'm saying? This is the exact thing that's going on. The parenting thing. You think to yourself, I didn't have the best parents. I didn't have a great father or a great mother. That is the truth. My dad poured into me in a very unique way. I won't say it was right, I won't say it was wrong, but it was unique to say the least. And it got me to a certain place in life. But when you think about a parent and what that parent must do to ensure their child's success, hey, back up. Then you have to spend a great amount of time bringing the best out in that kid, pouring into that kid, making sure that kid confidently, comfortably, consciously, cognitively, uncognitively becomes the person you want him to be. And these dogs require almost more time than a kid at times. And I appreciate it because it teaches us a different level of patience, because the dog literally doesn't speak English. It doesn't know what you're saying. So you have to get into a rhythm with it and a system and play the game and have fun and talk to it and teach it and learn from it and learn with it. But when this young man called, he said, it was like, they asked me trick questions at times. Because they was like, how do you feel about the nano, the micros, and the exotics? So I have no feelings. I feel at some point it'll get better. I feel at some point it'll improve. They're here, so I hope they do right by them. It's not my thing. So there's nothing I can do about it. I can't control it. I can't impact it. I'm not trying to impact it. Well, I got 2 nanos. I want to do it right. I said, I wouldn't know how to do it right, but if I was guessing, I would write up a box, draw that box, what I'd like to see in the dog, what I want to take out of the dog. What are they putting into the dog? How do I better the dog? How do I increase longevity in the dog? all these little things, and I would take my time building that dog and not rushing the process. Some people think more is less. As Jay-Z said, more is less, niggas, plenty of us. See, it's plenty of people walking into this space, and there's plenty of people leaving this space because the barrier to entry is how we assess business is based on how hard is it for you to become a dog breeder. Buy a dog and breed it. Not hard at all, and that's the problem. So then you can look at supply demand. Well, there's an influx of dogs, especially after that COVID money. But the challenge is there's not an influx of quality dogs. So if we're going to supply something, we're going to create a demand by making sure the supply is low, but filled with integrity and quality. That's a great business. A great business says, how do we do something very specific, very unique? For those who love Amazon, I'm using Amazon as a prime example. Amazon creates the Nook and that's it. They're like Walmart on steroids per se, and they don't sell anything. That's Amazon. You go, how did this thing become so great? And they don't sell anything outside of the Nook, which respectfully nobody really reads anymore. So nobody's buying Nooks off the shelf. So you go, that's not it. But they sell everything, right? You get everything on Amazon damn near. So I'm saying that to say, what makes your program unique? What makes your kennel special? What makes your dogs a dog that someone has to have? How long does your dog live? How well does your dog live? If someone came to your house, would a non-dog owner be inspired by your dog? I use examples all the time of people who never had dogs, especially pit bulls, and I put pit bulls in their home and they became better people. That's the irony, is that because of the work that I had done with my dogs, every dog I put in a person's home became a better person because of my dogs. So we're going to do a full episode on how to properly do paperwork, manage it, things you want to do, and how we're going to do it over the next 5 years. But even more importantly, write up your brand and the name of your brand. Build a business around that brand. Turn that brand into a business. Figure out what makes your program unique. Work with people who see your uniqueness. And even more importantly, because social media gives us leverage, now you can reach anybody, right? You can become popular and famous. Hopefully not because of your dog, but if your dog does make you famous or popular, then you know how to leverage that experience and that exposure so that you could potentially change your own life. But I would encourage you, don't get stuck in this dog mentality where I need the dogs to be successful. The dogs need you to love them. That's it, that's all. If the dogs can do anything for you, the one thing that we keep getting is, man, you guys really look like you're having a good time and loving your dog. Thank you. That's the point. That's the point. That's the point. I'm only here for the dogs. I'm a man living in a dog's world. So, I'm going to try to make this make more sense at another time. But for now, take care of your dogs, people, and slow down. Do not rush the process. The dog needs you more than you need it.